What's up, lads and ladettes? How are you all doing? I hope you guys are doing fantastically well. So today we are going to be checking out A.R.I.S, the new planet in Entropia universe, or more, a new moon. So the way you get to A.R.I.S is pretty straightforward and very easy. So you're going to be, if you're on Calypso or wherever, you basically want to fly to here. This is the moon of A.R.I.S. So generally when you leave Calypso, you end up about here, around the space station, and you just want to fly to the big new moon that's in front of Calypso. That's where you want to go. I'm just going to show you some places around here. So first we're going to start off with the starting area, the main Hyperion initial thing. This is Iron Haven. Right, this is Iron Haven, and it's a nice place. Like a very nice place. So the first and most important thing we need to point out when it comes to A.R.I.S is you cannot fly. If we have a look up here, it says you're close to an area where flying vehicles are not allowed. Due to the robot activity, essentially you cannot fly. And you also cannot teleport for reasons, robot jamming reasons, and you also can't swim due to radiation reasons. You go into the water and you die. So, the only way you can traverse A.R.I.S is either by foot or by vehicle. So if you've got any kind of land vehicle, you're going to get along just fine. But if you want to do the extreme, on foot trekking, you want to go for a walkabout, then, by all means, feel free. So in here are pretty much the only places that you can actually use your ship, which I find really interesting. And we don't have teleporters as such, because teleportation isn't utilized. What we have are these basically transportation tunnels. And these things here need to be a little bit more, they need to be flush with this. But, that's for the, that's for the asset boffins at Mindark to fix. They might just need to move this a little bit more this way, but, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. So these connect you up to all the other teleport stuff, or transit places, right? But you do not start off with these transit things, right? You need to find them. And if you're wondering, Scotty, how do I find these transits? Well, here's a very simple way to figure out where on the map you can find these transits. And it's just an observational thing. It's just an observational key, okay? So if we have a look here, like at all these little dots, if we were to turn off view teleporters, we got to go into the map. If we turn off, we're not. Oh wait, up here. Never mind. Sorry. If we turn this off, you can see that all these little spots, right, have these little dots here, right? These little dots. These are all little little bases, right? There's one down here that I haven't gotten yet. I think that's the only one that I'm missing. But you can have a look, and all of the thingies correspond to these little tiny dots. You see? So if you're wondering exactly where they are, you can just go and you can set a waypoint on these little dots. They're around the beach. You're not going to find any, in the middle of a thing. You're going to find them all on the beach. There are little outposts here and there that act as, you know, resurrection spots, revival points, where you can stock up on more kit if you need to get more ammo or more survey probes, whatever. So that's the initial part. That is the transportation factor, right? And you might be wondering, so what's the mobs like on A.R.I.S? Well progressed. And you might be saying, like, what do you mean by well progressed? This is laid out perfectly, in my opinion, okay? So, here, you have the starting mobs that you're going to have, right? They're level, like, 7 to, I think, around 26, something like that. And then you go over to here, and then you have higher level mobs, right? And then this one here has higher level mobs still. Then this one has higher level mobs than this one. All the way to here that have like level 170 mobs, right? It's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff. They just keep getting progressively higher and higher. So do the instance bosses, which I'm going to get into at a different point in time. But there are little instances. There's an instance here. Then there's one here. I think there might be one like down here somewhere. In fact, we could probably look at it because I've done one. Ah, yes. Track that. Show on map. Okay, so here are the bosses at the moment. The robot bosses. So over here is where you're going to find Drogtimus Prime. And then you have Defenatron, who's up here. And then I probably Broadcastus. And then Obliviatron down here. And they all get progressively more difficult. And I'm guessing there's going to be some ultimate big bad probably on this island here. And it's probably going to be probably going to take a few people to really handle it. So that's basically the rundown of the progression system when it comes to going from one island to another. Of course, I recommend getting all of the teleports, just doing a trip, getting all the teleports and all that sort of stuff. Make sure you bring repair stuff for your vehicles, because trust me, you are going to need it. The amount of times I've been blowed up now is insane. But if you want to get over to here, I recommend there's a path here that you can take over the lava, and then you just keep going, and you just keep traveling that way. And it's a pretty standard route, or pretty easy route. You've got no bridge over here, but you take this teleporter, or you take this transit station to here, and then the way you get from this island to this one is you need to go down to here, and then you take this that way, and then you take this one this way, and then you take this one down there, right? So that's how you get to all the islands. This island here, I've gotten to once, but that's only because I died like here, and I got resurrected here. We're gonna explore this one at a later date. I need to get some better armor and stuff before I really tackle a lot of the content. I could do stuff here, here, and if I'm in a team, I can handle stuff in like these places. But first, we're going to go and have a look at some of the mobs on this island. Then I'll take you around to. We'll teleport to some of the other islands. But we're going to have a look at some of the starting mobs, because one of the important things, at least in my opinion, is how things sort of kick off, right? Oh, actually, first, there's something more important than the mobs, and that is the missions that you can get from inside of this. Nearly completely forgot it, which would have been bad, because I really want to show you guys this stuff, because it all feeds into something very, very cool, which I think is fantastic, like really, really, really fantastic. So let's go over and into here. So in here we've got a few different things. We've got some welcoming people. We've got some auctioneers here. We have some of the main people that are going to be giving us submissions and things like that. So we've got General Tiberius. You can there's a couple of mission chains that you do. Then you come into here and you've got who we got? We got Arthur McGran. And now let's talk to McGran, right? Because there is a key piece of ingredient. There is a key item that we're going to need for a lot of things, crafting wise. And trust me, there's going to be a lot of crafting, lots and lots of crafting. So we chat to McGran. It was like, that McGran? It's like, yeah. So essentially, we're going to be talking to him, and he's going to be like, he's going to show us this very, very interesting thing. So A.R.I.S has revealed some very interesting resources. Using them, I have further refined one of my classic creations, resulting in a new material I'm calling Refined Sweat Crystal. To craft it, simply use your refiner, and then you combine Infernal Residue, which you can get from let me just bump this up. You can find from like these infernal thyroids down here. They're basically mutants. Well, they are mutants. Derelict robot components, which you can get from derelict robots, and I think some of the bosses and all that sort of stuff. Diluted sweat, blazar fragments, nova fragments, vibrant sweat, force nexus, and melchy crystal. So these are incredibly important because those go into pretty much all of the new crafting stuff. And let me just show you what I'm talking about. So if we go into the construction machine, I have 2 blueprints that are from A.R.I.S, and in fact I got these off of a boss drop, which I'm going to be doing a boss run tomorrow, and I'll do a video on that and all that jazz, because I think it's really cool. But here are the 2 things, right? So we have a Hyperion Aurora PF10, which is this nice little punchy glove. But check this out, right? You go into the details, this thing has 68% efficiency. These are very, very good weapons. And if we have a look, making them are pretty simple. Verteron eyes, which you get from Verterons. I'll show you guys those after. Then you got simple conductors, enhanced filters. But refined sweat crystals, you need 1 of these. So these are going to be very important. If we have a look at this one, a PR-20. This PR-20 is a plasma sniper rifle. This has an efficiency of 72%. This is a very, very cool gun. Right? Very, very cool gun. This also requires refined sweat crystals. So there is going to be a high need for sweat crystals. But wait, there is more to talk about from this area, because one of the things that are going to be very important is getting daily missions, right? So I've got one here, which is a samples mission, which is free to do. There is no cost in doing this, and this is one of the ones that I'll be doing in this video. It's really, really simple. It's free, and it's absolutely lovely. Or I might save it for a future video. I'm not sure, but you don't need to spend a damn thing on this one. You literally just collect some stuff, and doing various daily missions, and also going in and killing the robots like the robot bosses, will net you the Hyperion vouchers, right? It'll net you these things, which you need in order to get Hyperion Armor, right? So this Hyperion Armor, you need 80 of the Hyperion daily vouchers, 192 cushion padding, and 192 flex plate fabric. But it looks like some people have already gotten a hold of some of these. I'm hoping these stay in stock and, you know, having the ability to get them. It would suck if someone goes through all the trouble to get a whole bunch of Hyperion daily vouchers, and then these are all gone. that would really suck. But I'm fairly certain they'll stay stocked. Right, so you got the male and you got the female. These don't seem like much to start off with. You know, impact is 13, cut is 11, you know, but it's got acid, burn, cold, cut, electric, impact, penetration, and stab. So it's got a good, it's a well-rounded piece of kit. The important part is going to come from here. This armor will be upgradable, or is upgradable, right? So you can upgrade it from base to adjusted all the way up to perfected, right? So let's have a look at the adjusted. The adjusted already has better stats, which is really, really good. So it's already got better stats. And in order to make this, you would need... let me have a look. Yep, so you need... you would need 2 of these Hyperion helmets. So you would need to get 2 of these, essentially. And then 10 adjusted Hyperion Armor Catalyst. And then you would make this stuff. So this is why I think they're going to be obviously replacing and refilling these. If not, like, every week, every month. Okay? Because they're going to need to. Because this goes all the way up to perfected. And if we have a look at the perfected, right? In order to make the perfected, you're going to need 2 Hyperion augmented helmets. So this is going to be an insane process, okay? It's an absolutely bonkers process, but the end result is something with insane protective stats across the board. 18 acid, 25 protection, 16 cold, 37 cut, 30 electric, 42 impact, 20 penetration, 32 stab. But if we come down here, it's going to increase your health by 15 points. It's going to increase the amount of damage you're doing by 1.5% with this Hyper Strike. And it's going to decrease the amount of damage you're going to take by 7.5%. So not only do you get the protection, but the damage that you take is going to go down. Okay? This is very cool stuff. Very, very cool stuff. But it's going to take a long-ass time for me to get any of that. But there are also component blueprints, right? These component blueprints are going to be necessary. So these cushion core padding and flex plate fabric blueprint are things that you need in order to actually get these pieces of armor, right? So these are 30 plus, 2 PED. Then you have these various different stuff. So you got durable weapon size, durable laser optics, reinforced buffer, reinforced casing, and here's the enhanced filter blueprint. And if you looked, and if you're paying attention, boys and girls, you'll remember that enhanced filter is one of the things that are needed for this, right? And if we have a look, we can have a look at some of the blueprints that are actually on auction here, because people have popped them up. We have a look at some of the blueprints here. So let's go with the PR60. This is going to require hardened metal mountings, which is pretty cool. Simple 2 plastic rods. There's a couple of others that have the optics. Where did I see it? Might have been the armor? No, it wasn't the armor. Attachments? No. But all these components are required for various craftings and all that jazz. Which is something that I really like. Okay, I really like that. It's really nice. And yeah, so that's the interior of this. It's very enjoyable. It's well rounded when it comes to just the layout. You've got some daily missions, like you got a daily mission over here, which is the Cassian Heart, getting the samples and stuff for him. So that's pretty cool. He's just humming. He's just there humming. So this area is pretty straightforward. Oh, and I know I showed this in the live stream, but they've also got new TT weapons, which, you know, you can get and you can take to Calypso or whatever planet you want. You've got a Gauss rifle, which has exceptional durability, 60% efficiency. It's really good. You have a plasma pistol. And then you have a plasma rifle. You have a punchy glove. You have a two-handed club, which is really cool. And you have a one-handed club. This one-handed club, I'm actually going to get a couple of them and go ham on the Vixens on Entropia. Someone got a global. Congratulations to whoever that was. So that's really, really cool. There's these Hyperion synthesizer things. We need to put in this Hyperion, which I actually... Do I have any in my storage? Or did I... I didn't try to sell it, did I? Did I try to sell it? I might have. Did I put it up on auction? I did. No, I don't want to sell that. I think I was popping it up to see if it would. No, yeah. Good. But you need these Hyperion stuff to go into this synthesizer. I'm not entirely sure what comes out of it, but some cool stuff might come out of it, which is always nice. So I've got, I've got 6 of these vouchers so far. So not too bad. So now I think I'm going to take you around to some of the islands and kind of just show you the sort of the level of difficulty that it can get up to. Starting with down here, we got some pretty easy mobs. Pretty easy going mobs. Come on. Easy going mobs that... they're pretty slow, so if you're relatively quick, you're not going to get hit by them. In fact, one of these mobs that I'm going to show is absolutely perfect for sweating and swunting and all that sort of stuff. So we got... My computer's not a big fan of A.R.I.S at the moment, but, you know, it'll get over it. I'm just going to use my BC30. So you got these weak Mortarexes, which are a part of the weak category of monsters here on A.R.I.S. So you have the weak A.R.I.S creatures, and you know we're really close to ranking that up, so we might as well just rank up the weak creatures up to rank 4. Just so you guys could see some of the stuff that we got. So we get some muscle oil, some shrapnel, obviously. But these guys drop their skin. They also drop... Yeah, the Mortarexes, they drop their skin. They drop Nova fragments. They drop muscle oil. I've heard that they also drop a weapon or two. But I can't confirm whether or not that's the case or not. Yeah, they got some wool, which is good, because, you know, wool is important. Wool is a part of some of the construction stuff. Some of the armor constructions that I've seen requires wool. So if you're going to come to A.R.I.S, I recommend keeping aside everything that you kind of find. Unless it's something super common like muscle oil, you know, I recommend keeping a lot of the things that you find and loot aside. Especially if you don't have to do what I do, which is, you know, make content. Then you can just keep that shit aside, and then you can, you know, craft some of the weapons, craft some of the armor, and it's good stuff. Got some diluted sweat, which you need for the refined crystals, the refined sweat crystals. Ah, cool, and we got ourselves an attribute rank up as well, which is really nice. So these weak A.R.I.S creatures actually have some pretty decent PED like skill rewards, which is really good. They got some pretty decent skill rewards, which I'm gonna go with Perception. And in the meta, I'm going to go with Strength. Strength helps with health and all that sort of stuff, so that's what I like to go with. I know Agility makes you a little bit quicker, but it is what it is. So the next mob that I want to show you on this island here is these weak Viridons, or Verderons. So they're the weak versions of this species. But man, you guys are gonna get a kick out of just how slow these guys are, right? They are hella slow. Just get a good take this one for instance. You guys will see just how slow these things move. There he comes. Oh Lord, he coming. Look at it. Look at how slow this thing moves. So if you're planning on swunting or sweating, coming to Hyperion, not Hyperion, coming to A.R.I.S is cool just for that if you want to do some sweating. You know? And these guys are, they're pretty, they're slow and they're weak. They're absolutely perfect. And in fact, they are perfect for some of those TT weapons, some of those TT, like the plasma rifle, the plasma pistol. So if you wanted to skill up some of your plasma skills, these guys would be the perfect ones to test it on, like to use it on. Because they're slow as shit. They're slow as hell, man. Well, that's enough of that. Take these guys down. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And now, if we get our little handy dandy vehicle, and we continue up this way, we will be able to find the low-level robots. They give robot filters and I think a couple of other bits and bobs. But we come up this way. And you have these destroyers up here. Actually, we'll go to the more flat area down here. It's a little bit easier to deal with them. We got the destroyers here, and then we got the drones on this side. You know? Or we have the drones up this way. Because I think we got some... I think the drones are up this way. We'll just have a quick squeeze. You got the Verderons. Got the weak Verderons. They further this way then? I know they are this way. I know they are around here. Just gotta figure out exactly where they're at. Ah, here they are. They're just a little bit further up. So these are the defective drones. And we'll pew a few of those. And I think we're going to use our laser rifle on these guys. So you got the defective drones, and I think, ooh, we got ourselves a 30 PED global, guys. Very nice. So that is, where is it? It's in the D's, I think. Yeah, so you got the derelict drones, derelict defender trons, and derelict coordinators. And then you have like other ones which are, oh, they're not derelict, they're defective ones. Oh, these ones are defective, and then the next one up is derelict. Sorry, my bad. So you got the defective ones that are all under the same heading, just like the weak robots. And then once they go up to the defective, no, not the defective, the derelict. Getting all these words straight is so annoying. Once you move up to the derelict, and then it separates into the drones, coordinators, destroyers, defenders. I think there are also drokers as well. So we got a few of these. We got a few of these guys that we can shoot and pew pew. Oh, they got some. They got a tier 1 component. That's good. I actually need tier 1 components. They got some robot filters. I wonder if they're going to drop any weapons. I would like to see some weapons drop from these guys, but you know, it's all just sort of up in the air, you know. So yeah, these are the defective drones. Give you a little bit of a shooty shoot. But if you go up this way, right? I'll pull out my handy dandy little runabout here. My little 4x4. If we go up here, and you'll see there's a little thing here. This is a, you know, sort of like a, I like to call it like a little restocking station. But you know, this has a revival and a couple of other things. It's got, yeah, revival, it's got a repairer, it's got your TT, and it's got your storage. And of course, it's also got a turret if things get a little bit too hairy. The defective destroyers, or derelict, yeah, the defective destroyers are down there. But if we come up here, this is where we're going to find the derelict. Yes, the derelict guys. And these are kind of the next level up. Now what I'm using is an LR45 with a L amplifier alpha, a mayhem one. And I'm able to take these guys down pretty easily. And you've got a Defendron up there. Derelict Defendron. And then up in here is where you'll find the Droker Prime boss instance thingy, which, you know, I'll show you guys in a future video because, you know, that's a interesting little instance. There we go, we got some derelict robot components, which I do believe, from memory, is required for the refined sweat crystals. And at the moment they've got an okay markup as well. But obviously this place has just come out, so you can't really go off of the markup at the moment. Kind of gonna wait a few months for things to even out to have a true market value. We're gonna convert this stuff back into ammunition. Ooh yeah, boy. That's good for me. I'll show you one more spot here on this island, and then I'll take you guys to a separate island. I'll basically show you guys the increase in difficulty, like island to island, because it does go up drastically. But it gives you something to work towards. So if you're working on your, let's say you're working on getting your armor pieces, you can do that here. You can get everything you need on this island. You know, you can get some vouchers each day. All that stuff you can get here. And then you can work your way up to doing stuff here, right? Whether that's getting the blueprints from the Droka Prime boss in order to get the, you know, some of the higher level, like some of the higher level blueprints for crafting, or some of the blueprints to craft some of the higher level items. There's so much to talk about. There's so much to talk about when it comes to this planet, this moon, this place, and what it offers. But you can spend a lot of time here. And if you want to go back to Calypso, you could just take the transit tube, because it still acts as a teleporter. You just take it back to Calypso for free. You know, easy peasy. So you can come up here, you know, spend like a little tiny bit on your space thruster. Come up here, and you know, it's fine. Nothing wrong with that. So along here you've got the whereabouts are they? Yeah, you got the weak Mortarex. You got the weak Mortarexes. Then you have some robots in here. Got another one of those little refill stations. There is another mob up over here that are like Frankenstein-y looking things. They're just Frankenstein looking. Let's see. Molatron prototypes. Let's see if I can't actually kill one of these things right quick. So you got these Molatrons. This one's pretty close. So you got these guys. I think the further you go that way, yeah, then you got some bigger ones. But you got these prototypes of these Molatrons. And yeah, as you can see, they look like weird Frankenstein's monster looking guys. They got, you know, or Doom creatures. Yeah, they look funny. They look funky. But those guys are pretty cool. I haven't really done a lot of hunting when it comes to them. I've hunted mostly Verterons and some of the robots. It's still early days, and I am not a rich man. So I need to save my PED so I can make content for you guys. I gotta be able to, you know, make content for you guys. But if we come up this way, and it's a very short drive. It's a very, very short drive. So if we come up here, and, you know, I'll probably edit parts out. So yeah, if you come up to the end of the road here, you're going to come across another one of these little outposts. And you got a couple of directions that you can take. If you look at your map, you got like a little volcano thing here. And then you have this over here, which, if we have a look at my missions, I have this Spiner Site 1. If we track that, we can see that that actually corresponds to down here. So we're going to go this way, and we're going to do one of the, like this mission sample. Just to show you that you don't need to spend anything. You got these Spiner or Spinner guys. Actually, I haven't tried hunting these guys. Let's give them a crack. Oh, they're nice and slow. Spinnerwatcher youngs. Ah, these guys have animal eye oil. So if you want to make your plastic springs, you can go and hunt the Verterons, and then you can hunt these Spinnerwatchers. Which is pretty nifty, you know, not gonna lie. It's pretty cool. So these guys are pretty easy to kill. They're slow as shit, so you could probably even swamp these things if you really wanted to. But let us continue over to the crash site. See if they've got any bigger spiner bugs. See if they've got bigger bugs over at this crash site. Oh, they got some scouts. Spiner Scout Young. Oh. They got scouts. Come on, come on, come on. Hopefully they're slow as shit as well. Oh, taking a bit of damage. We've got a little bit of rubber banding happening as well. Alright, so we've got the stuff over here. So we should be able to just kind of hop out. Yep. We'll come and we'll get this one. Boo-ba-doo-ba-doo. Ugh, clusters of eggies. Fantastic. We'll get this one. Then we got one over here. Let's see what we could do on this scout. Okay, this scout is incredibly slow. It's a young. So you could you can handle these guys pretty effectively with an LR45 and you know, putting an amplifier on that. Excellent. That was actually really good. And then we can just, yeah, you can grab these. You don't have to kill anything. I just wanted to because I'm a monster. And yoink. There we go. I got my daily voucher. So you can essentially just grind this one mission out every day and then do some swanting. And then over time, you'll be able to just get your armor pieces. You know, your initial armor pieces. It'll take a long time. There's 7 armor pieces. So, you know, it'll take you over a year if you're going to be doing that. But it's definitely going to take, like, players, you know, a good few years or more to actually get these up to, like, decent, get their new armor sets up to a decent level. Yeah. These guys are slow as shit. And they got pancreas oil. It's pretty good. They got pancreas oil. That's actually good to know. That's actually very, very good to know. Just going to convert my stuff. I'm still keeping on at the same sort of rate, which is good. I'm going to show you one more spot on this island, and then I'll show you kind of the drastic increases of level. Because all the islands have something to offer. Whether it's a couple of instances, I know that there is, like down here, there's an instance that has the Verterons and like their big boss. I can't handle that instance. And there's another instance up over here, I believe, that has again another boss. Yeah, if we can't have a look over here, we've got these faint fireroids. They're basically they're basically like pfeffoids or maphoids, just you know, different color. When we come up here, we got these firelings. These guys are basically just reskin mollusks. No, I want to exit. Thank you. And these guys drop the infernal infernal residue. So we'll kill a few of these guys until we get the infernal residue, just so I could show you that I'm not bullshitting. Just so I can show you that I'm not lying. Yeah, and these guys have thyroid oil, so, like, honestly, you can get, like, nearly all of the oils from mobs on this island. You can get everything you need to make the refined sweat crystals. You can get blueprints from the Droker Prime. So, you know, there's a lot of stuff that you can just get each day grinding on this island. So even if you can't do things on these other islands, you can still grind away at getting your armor set, getting your crafting stuff, crafting those weapons as well. Come on, firelings. Don't make me a liar. I know for a fact that you drop it. I know for a fact that you dropped them. I've seen it. I've seen it with my own two peepers. Yep. Seen it with my own two peepers. There it is. It took a little bit, but there is the infernal residue. Just got a markup of, at the moment, of 300%. That will obviously come down in time, but that is something that you need for the for the crystals. You know, these are all things that are needed. Now I'm going to do one last thing in this video, which is just showing you the steady difficulty progression. I say steady. It's pretty. It spikes pretty quickly, and then that will be it for today's video. We will be doing more videos on A.R.I.S over the coming weeks and over the coming months, even, because A.R.I.S is going to be probably one of my new favorite places, because there's just a plethora of opportunity on this planet, especially when it comes to crafting and all that shit. Crafting weapons, crafting armor. These are all things that I've wanted to get into, and I feel like A.R.I.S has given me the opportunity to do that, because I'm able to hunt kill a boss that drops blueprints for the weapons and armor and all that sort of stuff. And I'm able to collect all of the various materials that craft it, and they don't require an insane quantity of stuff. Yes, I need to craft other components, like the enhanced filter, right? I'm going to need to get the blueprint for the enhanced filter, which is fine. I need to do reconstructed power cores, which I'm fairly certain to do the reconstructed power cores. You need to add a whole bunch of stuff in, or there is, or no, there might have actually been a blueprint for it. But either way, you got to make stuff. You got to hunt stuff. You know, you got to get like Verteron eyes for this one, Cinnabar ingots. This one you need cryogenic residue and some springs. So, you know, you need to have a good amount of different stuff. But it all kind of gives you that stuff. And you know, let's just for shits and giggles, let's drop a probe. Let's see what happens. It's probably not going to do much. Yeah, didn't do anything. People have picked these places clean. I will be doing like an entire video mining on A.R.I.S very soon. Probably in the next week or two, once I actually have the money and the funds to do a full mining run, like a decent mining run on A.R.I.S. But you know, it is what it is. And maybe we'll drop on this little hill here. We'll drop on this little tiny hill. You know? See if that makes a difference. It probably won't. But you never know. You never know. You never know. So yeah, we're just going to go right here, and we might as well do it right on top of this little plant. And, let's see. Let's see what we get. If anything. We got some Belcar. That's cool. Belcar is nice. I'm always liking some Belcar. Yeah, very cool. That paid for both of the drops. Fantastic. Well, paid for both of the drops in Universal Ammo. Of course, there's going to be little bits of decay. But, you know, that's neither here nor there at the end of the day. Neither here nor there. There are a lot of different mobs on A.R.I.S that will prove a massive challenge. So if you do come to A.R.I.S, make sure you have armor for both animals and robots. Especially if you want to tackle a lot of the content, like all of the instances, and kill all four of the robot bosses in this ultimate threat. I want to, and I will get the shit that I need for this. But you know, it just takes time. It just takes time, and of course it takes money. But that's Entropia. Everything costs money. It's a real cash economy. You know, someone spent their hard-earned head crafting stuff. You know, their hard-earned resources crafting shit. You know? So it's important. Oh, and this guy over here, you got Jimothy and... Come on, load up. You got Jimothy over here. He gives you the daily hunting stuff. Oh, some faint Firoids. Cool. Derelict Defentrons. I can do those. And Firoids Elites. I don't know where to find the Firoid Elites. But we'll do one of these in another video. Probably the Defendrons. But this guy over here, he is able to give you an AI mission, which is pretty cool. I think I might actually have one. Maybe. No. Oh no! I actually did that mission the other day. This guy's able to give you an AI mission. So, hey mate, got a mission for me? So he'll think about it for a second. Been working on something exciting, a new heat-resistant alloy for our weapon division. Data from some unique specimens. Okay, so there's a whole bunch of just different stuff. In some scientific fieldwork? Yes, please. So we say yes. This guy will give us a mission to do. Whether or not I'll be able to do this one, I'm not sure, because Thyroid, Volciprist, Derelict Drone, Derelict Coordinator. I mean, I know where to find that one, and that one. I'm not sure where to find these ones. But these could be a thing for another day. But yeah, that guy gives you AI missions, so if you want to do an AI mission, you can. There we are. And that will give you, give you some stuff. Now, finally, you got the different tubes. We go to the transit base Alfonso. This is kind of like, this is the next island, this is the next step in what you're going to be doing. Like, once you're, basically top shit on that island, you're going to come up to this island, and there's a few different things. Obviously, there's going to be robots. There's going to be mobs. Right? There's going to be animals and all that sort of stuff. They're all going to be around here. Okay? They're all going to be hanging out. And over here is where you're going to find some of those higher level stuff. So you got the Mortarexes juveniles. You remember when we were hunting the Mortarexes weaks? Like the weak Mortarexes? Or Mortarexes. These are basically the next step. Hunting these ones. Right? These are the next ones. And they have their own separate they have their own separate shit. The Mortarex, these guys have their own separate stuff. Got some Mortarex skin there. That's used in some crafting stuff. So you basically want to hold on to all that stuff. And they are a part of their own codex. Yeah, see? They're a part of their own codex. Over here you have Verterons. Who dat? Espresso! What's up, man? So yeah, over here you've got the Verterons. Oh, hello, little daddy longlegs. What are you doing? Sorry, I'm just moving a spider. What are you doing? Now get on the wall over here. Hey, you hang out there. Look across and the little dude's dangling. It's like, what are you doing, man? So yeah, you got the you got some bigger Verterons over here. Come on, man. Yeah, there they are. So you got this bigger Verterons. And these guys drop tier 6 components, so you never know, they could be worthwhile hunting. But they do have a significantly higher amount of hit points. Oh, we're getting attacked by these Mortarexes. And as you can see, the difficulty does indeed spike. If you've got the armor to deal with it and you've got the firepower, then it really doesn't matter. Oh, that was a good drop. 35 PED. I'll take it. And you got these bigger ones. And I believe these, like from the level... Like from the youngs and up, so level 15s and ups, they drop the Verderon eyes, which you need in some of the weapon craftings, or at least in one of the weapon crafting that I've got. It's used in crafting. So there's that one. This essentially this island. It gets harder, and then it literally goes insane. Right? It goes nuts. It goes up to huge levels, 170 something for a mob. Big numbers, big damage. But if you're able to solo them, or if you have a team, they're well worth it. I was doing some team team hunting with my society the other day, and we were hunting the Verderons over here. I believe we were hunting over here, and we were getting some really good stuff. They were dropping some serious loot. It was good. Yeah, see, this is flush with the tube. That's what it's meant to look like. we can come over here. I'll show you that the mobs get progressively more difficult. Just so you can know that I'm not bullshitting you. I will grab my car out, do a little bit of that brum brum. We're in a group of like 6 or 7, and we're absolutely plowing through these guys. So these are the Verderon adults, and they've got Verderon hardened as well. And obviously this entire island will be absolutely littered with robots of higher, you know, just higher levels, and all that good shit. So this one has higher level stuff. Then we'll go over to this one. I find the Verderons are the best at gauging difficulty, right? Because they're slow as shit, right? They're slow as hell. So, like, if you got good DPS, you can handle them. But we'll come up over here. Man, I'm just looking around my room and it got dark. It got very dark. So if we come up this way, boopity boop. this over here, like up this way, is where we were hunting the other day. And yeah, wasn't too bad. Wasn't too bad. We weren't getting as much from these bigger ones as we were from the adults and hardened, which I think is really funny. It's really funny that these ones weren't paying out, but the smaller ones were. It's very interesting, but we were able to cycle through them at like an insane rate. Come on, little engine that could. Come on, you butthole. You prick. So if we come up here, we'll be able to see that we have these level 100 Verterons and level 134. The level jumps are massive, and we've also got Molatrons, high-level Molatrons over here. They're big guys. They are big guys. But luckily, there's, like, between the mobs, there are spaces of scarcity, right? So getting to and from places isn't all that difficult, if I'm 100% honest. I've dealt with way more difficult. There we go. I've dealt with far more difficult. Far more difficult stuff. Maybe it was because I was in the air. I thought that my thing was an air vehicle. I don't know. He's on a bumper car. I got a bumper car. I got it while fishing. You know? I got it while fishing, which is really cool. What is the speed on these stupid things? 61 kilometers per hour. That's actually not that bad. And it takes broken Elysia tech chips. Interesting. So that's this island. Going up in the difficulty. We go to Transit Base Ganon. This will be the last part of the video, lads and laddettes. It's been a long video, but there's been a lot that I wanted to show you in this specific video. This is the Welcome to A.R.I.S video. And this is sort of a collection, a plethora of different things. You know, a plethora of different stuff. Now if we come up over here, we will start to see big, long things. Look at that. 211. Level 211. So as you can see, each island has its own difficulty spike and difficulty range. So you can essentially pick and choose which one you want to do and where you want to stick at. You're going to get a lot of the shit that you're going to need, or all of the stuff that you're going to need for a lot of the things from here, just as you will over here. Obviously, over here and over here are going to yield different rewards, different types of rewards, and there are missions that will require you to go to these different places. For example, if we have a look at the ultimate threat, these are all going to be different islands. Like obviously they're different islands, and they have these bosses. These instances have higher level mobs. Okay, higher level mobs. If we have a look at this Taming the Wild, so you've got the you got this Veridoth and Terrax. Just get rid of these. You can see that there's one here and one here. These are pretty big. This one I haven't done yet. I'm going to be checking all these out in a separate video. I just need better animal armor, which I'll probably be getting in like, I don't know, like 2 weeks. I'll have better animal armor and I'll be able to deal with these things and I'll do videos and stuff on them. But there is progression. There is a steady line of progression, and it's marked out very well the direction that the developers want you to go and want you to take. It's very interesting, and I find it refreshing that there is a lot of emphasis put on, you know, doing a lot of different things, going into instances, doing your daily missions, going and fighting bigger mobs, but also doing the storylines and all that sort of stuff. It's interesting. But we're going to finish up this video where we started off. Back at Ironhaven. Which is just nice. Okay? Oh, and there's also there's these tower apartments. I might actually be at the apartment stuff. There is going to be there is shops that are going to be here. Oh no. But down here, right? It's actually the last thing that I want to show you guys. Or one of the things that I want to show you guys. There is one more little thing that I want to show, which I think is pretty cool. It's a monument, which I think is pretty cool. But yeah, these are gonna be I'm guessing apartments and shops, which I think is pretty cool. But there's one more spot that I want to show you guys, and I just think this is a nice touch. It's a little bit out the way, so I'm not sure exactly what it's supposed to be all about. But if we go this way, right, you got some rock cliffs and stuff here. If we go and if we take a nice little trip this way, just past all of this stuff. I was just exploring yesterday or the day before. You know, trying to see if there was any mobs that were smaller than level 7. You know, maybe something that newbies would be able to sort of go after. But I was wandering around here, and then I saw this little opening here, and then I saw this. Right over here. I'm like, that's interesting. And in fact, this area is where we're going to be leaving it off. This is a memorial statue. Now, I don't know if these are supposed to be memorials to actual people, players in the game that have passed away, or people that have worked on A.R.I.S or other things in, you know, on Calypso or whatever. But some of them are quite funny. Dedicated to the brave heroes who embarked on the perilous mission to reclaim A.R.I.S against impossible odds, they stood firm, undaunted, unyielding. Though many have fallen, their legacy endures in every step we take towards a liberated future. We honour their sacrifice and carry their memory into the battles yet to come. Names etched in glory. Icewind mistook a self-destruct button for a coffee machine. Uno, or Uno, declared, "I got this," just before being launched into low orbit. Hawkeye went stealth mode, forgot to mute his victory playlist. Dozerkeen. Now, obviously, you know, Dovahkiin. No. Dozerkeen successfully disarmed the bomb, then rearmed it by tripping on it. Skaken miscalculated the blast radius by 300%. And that's where we're going to leave it here. Tell me, did you find this interesting little thing here? Did you find this? Is that a... That is a jump. Do we dare try to jump it? Now we'll do it on a different day. But yeah, tell me, did you find this as well? Did you explore? Have you discovered this little spot? Because I did, and it's nice. It's nice and out of the way. It's good to just come, chill, contemplate life, the universe, existence, and everything. But I'm really looking forward to all of the future stuff that Mindark has to offer, what A.R.I.S will have to offer. But I'm going to be leaving it there. You all stay safe. Come to A.R.I.S, come and hang out, check out some of the places. I'm going to have more videos on A.R.I.S and other Entropia Universe content coming out over the next few weeks and months, because I've got nothing better to do and I love this game. So you'll take care, stay safe, and I'll see you all in the next one.